Okay, I might have killed him, but I was defending the goats' lives, and I just really need to focus on this garage sale right now.
Welcome back, Ursula.
Welcome back, Erin.
And welcome back, listeners. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 9 of the Goat American novel. The Cart, the Cage, the Pulley, and the Ramp.
What a title!
Do you think it's one of those titles that sort of just lays it all out?
It is and it isn't, Erin. Do you put the pulley in the cage and send it hurtling off a ramp? I just don't know. Now, I'm Ursula Buker, your co-host and children's library consultant, reminding you that this is a serial podcast, and to start at the start.
We say that at the beginning of every episode.
I think we forgot to say it one time back in Season 1, and a lot of people were so confused because they just walked right into the middle of a goat seance.
Yes, and that would be too barnyard gothic chaos, even for us. Now that we know that everyone who's here is supposed to be here, is there anything the listeners should know?
Well, in this episode, we can feel things really start hurtling towards a big finale. Arky and the team are going to spend this episode gathering, locating, and beginning to use...
Let me guess. The cart, the cage, the pulley, and the ramp.
How did you guess? Yeah, and Sawyer continues to experience frustration.
Any content warnings?
No, Hilde's really clearing up her act.
Then let's go.
Dandy watched with some satisfaction as Arcturix slipped out the window and joined the goats in the night. "Is that little human going to give us trouble?" Mama Chi-Chi asked. No, Dandy said. He's going to be useful. He's good with ropes and stuff. Ropes? Human treachery? Excuse me, ma'am, but just let me think a minute, okay? I ate a lot of sweet cereal and, well, I think it gave me a brainwave. Mama Chi-Chi considered Dandy for a moment. Brainwaves are good, but first, take me to my goatina, won't you? I need to put my eyes on her. Mangoat and Dandy began trotting purposefully, and Mama Chi-Chi and Clover followed, and Mangoat bleated back at Arky to follow. The little procession moved forward in the night, and so Arcturix found himself running through the fields, with the members of his team on either side of him and the mother goat, and also a sheep for some reason he didn't quite understand, ahead of him. The light from his lantern bounced bravely ahead on the wet grass. It was possible, while running with the goats, to not think about the fact that they were seeming to be heading back toward the tiger. It was very fun to watch the goats butt or squeeze or simply leap their way across the various fences between his bedroom and the old barn. "You're a great jumper," he said to Mangoat after watching her sail boldly right over top of the far fence between the pig enclosure and the chicken yard. "Bah!" she answered him in the same voice, watching his hands nimbly grip the gate and vault over. But when they came to FM's pumpkin patch, and the sagging curve of moon shadow cast by the westerly barn was suddenly upon them, Arcturix felt his insides fill up with liquid dread. When he saw his black goat and the mom and the sheep bend low at the hole in the blackberry hedge, his feet refused to take another step. He dropped to his knees and threw his arms around Mangoat, held the dear warm goat close to him in arms racked by trembles. "Bah!" Mangoat turned to ask him. "It's not safe, goatie. The tiger's there." "Bah!" Mangoat let out a wail of indecision. "What's up with those two?" Mama Chi-Chi asked Dandy. "The human kid is really scared of the tiger." "And my Mangoat? Is she scared too?" "Well, she just really loves him. Hang on." Dandy trotted back, touched noses with Mangoat and then Arcturix. "You two better stay here and be our backup. We're just going to scout it all out right now. Keep him safe. Dandy told Mangoat. "We're going to need him for rope work and opening doors and stuff like that." "Bah!" Mangoat agreed, then leaned back against Arcturix's chest and sat down on his lap. "You really are talking like you have a plan," Mama Chi-Chi said to Dandy as they squeezed under the blackberries. "Only kinda. Hey, there's a light on in there." There was a light on inside the upper level of the Westerly barn. A moving light. "What does it mean?" Mama Chi-Chi asked. "Was there a light there before?" "Well, no, but it was daytime. Still, I didn't hear anything about humans being up there, and look, that light is moving." "Gotina! My Gotina!" Mama Chi-Chi's bleat came ripping out of her throat. "Bah!" came an answering bleat from inside the barn, and Dandy's sensitive ears detected the sounds of hoof clatters on wood. And inside, the light swayed and came towards them. "Gotina!" But it was Minerva's head that popped out of the window. "Minerva, you're alive. Are you hurt? I smell blood. The kids, are they?" "Gotina is fine," Minerva called down. "Oh, thank Goat. My babies are alive." "What about Silver?" Dandy asked. "Silver is badly injured," Minerva answered. "She battled an animal called a tiger. But, Layla," Minerva's voice became thick. "Layla came and she maybe killed the bad man and she saved Silver's life with the snake oil. And now we're having a garage sale to set Ruby's ghost free." Mama Chi-Chi turned to Dandy. "Do you have any idea what she's talking about? I thought your big sister Minerva was the sensible one of that group. It's like talking to Mangoat all of a sudden," she called back up. "None of that made any sense, but are you telling me the kids are alive?" "Yes, ma'am, but you can't talk to them from here. They're in Ruby's room in the back, and Layla is using Gotina to put pressure on Silver's wounds." "Layla? You mean that human girl with the lipstick and the lace underwear and so on from this afternoon?" Minerva paused. "I don't know what you're talking about, Mama Chi-Chi, but Layla is the most amazing human who's ever— Oh, here she comes." The little human's head popped out of the window, hands full of a box which she heaved out and dropped onto a growing pile of boxes on the ground below. And Layla looked up.
"Oh, hi. More goats. You're the mom goat, right? Are you here to help rescue the kids?"
"Bah!" Mama Chi-Chi bawled. Back in FM's pumpkin patch, Arcturix's head, hitherto buried trembling in Mangoat's fur, snapped to attention. "Layla?" He looked at Mangoat. "Is that my sister Layla's voice?" He listened hard.
"Well, Mother Goat,"
Layla explained to Mama Chi-Chi.
"there's a ladder in the grass in the back, but I can't reach it. And anyway, I'm pretty sure the goats can't climb down ladders, and Silver is injured. She definitely can't climb down. Also, I may have killed the guy Scott, and he's probably still back there?"
"It is Layla. It's my sister. She's trapped up there with your sister. Goaty, get off my lap." He struggled up. "Ow, my legs are asleep. Ow, 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 pins and needles, pins and needles." Okay, come on. My sister sounds fine. "Layla!" He crawled through the hole in the blackberry hedge. "Layla!"
I mean, he's probably not dead, but he was hurting Gotina, and that's not okay.
Layla stopped her monologue and strained her ears. "Layla!" came a rough but familiar voice from somewhere in the hedge.
"Arky?
"Yes!"
Arky!"
"Ow! Layla, you're shining your flashlight in my eyes."
"Oh, sorry."
Layla put down her flashlight, and she was so happy to see her little brother.
"Arky, I'm so sorry I didn't believe you. There really is a tiger down in this barn."
"Did you see it?" Arky asked, his fear returning a little.
"No, but I think the goats up there did battle it. And then they locked the trap doors up there with boxes. So, yeah, goats are just amazing."
"Why are you up there?"
"Oh, I followed a ghost cat. It was a whole thing. I'm trapped up here now. Well, I mean, there's a ladder in the grass in the back, but you probably shouldn't go back there. I sort of accidentally stabbed the guy in the eyeball.
What guy?
You know, the guy.
Oh, him. You stabbed him?
Well, he was evil. Okay, I might have killed him, but I was defending the goats' lives. He was gonna feed them to his snake and tiger just for fun. And that's just wrong. I know I shouldn't have attacked him, but I was really scared, and it's been a long night, and
Layla disappeared for another moment, then popped back up with another box.
I just really need to focus on this garage sale right now. Oh, I probably shouldn't have thrown that one out of the window like that.
Arcturix looked at her, then at the piles of boxes in various states of destruction.
You know, if you used a pulley, you wouldn't break all those things.
Well, I don't have a pulley right now. I'm trapped in this barn.
Well, I have a pulley and a rope in my backpack.
Layla looked shrewdly down at her little brother for a moment, then put on her sweetest big sister face.
Hey, Arky, if you give me your pulley and help me arrange the stuff, I'll give you 20% of the garage sale money.
Bah!
Interrupted an indignant Mama Chi-Chi.
Oh, well, sure, but Layla, these goats are really in a hurry to get their sisters and babies back. Can you send them down?
Well, no. I don't think Silver should be doing anything strenuous. She's the goat who battled the tiger the most. She's really injured, and I think I should stay with her. Also, I don't think the other two can climb down the ladder, and anyways, the ladder is there, all tangled up with the neighbor guy who might be dead. Anyways, I'm just making a staircase out of these big garage sale things, and maybe they can climb down that in a while, when it's bigger.
Arcturix looked thoughtful for a moment, then leaned down and wrapped his arms around Mangoat.
You know, Layla, none of us is going to be safe until this tiger gets sent back to where it belongs. Bah!
Dandy agreed, and the goats and the sheep above and below heard Dandy's long bleat perfectly.
He's right. It's up to us to get this tiger out of here. The grown-up humans aren't doing any good about it. They don't even have any idea what's going on. But we can do it. I'm gonna get this tiger out of here. Me and Arky know what to do.
Are you serious? Mama Chi-Chi asked. You're going to battle a tiger?
No, I'm not going to battle it, ma'am, but I think maybe I can trap it and send it away. I have the start of an idea.
We did trap a dog in a root cellar earlier today, Mama Chi-Chi mused.
You did?
Asked the kids and Clover.
Doesn't it just sound like they're talking?
Layla said.
I know, I just love them,
Arcturix answered.
Mom, why'd you trap a dog?
Mangoat asked.
Sounds so cool.
Ugh, it was a whole thing. How much harder can trapping a tiger be? Dandy asked. A lot harder, Minerva called down. We fought this thing twice, and we're lucky to be alive. If Layla hadn't come and fed Silver the snake oil... She shuddered.
You can do it, Dandy!
A new voice broke in, and Gotina's little nose appeared over the windowsill. Gotina! My baby!
Hi, Mom. I'm okay. I'll come down as soon as I can. Mom, you gotta trust Dandy. She's real smart. Dandy, I know you can do it. And Ruby One Horn will help you.
Ruby One... What? How do you even know about her? And how can she help you? She's been dead for 100 years.
I'll explain it all later, Mom. Now go with Dandy and trap that tiger. You heard her, Mom!
Mangoat bleated, giving a little jump and knocking her mother in the knees.
Is 20% half?
Arcturix asked up to his little sister right before Mangoat butted him in the knees, too.
Ow! Goatee! Bah!
Mangoat screamed.
That one really does sound like a man screaming. Okay, Arky, 30%?
Bah!
Mangoat screamed again, and this time Dandy nudged Arcturix in the back of the knees.
Layla, I think my team wants to follow them somewhere.
Okay, you should trust the goats. I think they understand everything that's going on. But first, throw me the pulley.
Okay, but... Ow! I'm coming, goatees. Bah! Here's the pulley, Layla. Do you know how to... Ow! Bah!
I'm sure I can figure it out.
Layla leaned as far as she could out of the window, and Arcturix, beset by his team pulling on his coat and shoving him with their heads, managed to throw the pulley and rope up to her waiting hands.
I think we left it.
Dandy made her way to a cluster of garden shed and potting benches and nosed around, then bah! At Arcturix.
I know it's around here somewhere.
She turned a corner and came to a large, bulky item covered with a clean and carefully placed tarp, standing under the shelter of a covered area.
Bah!
Dandy called to Arcturix. "What's this? What's going on now?" asked Mama Chi-Chi. "Another blankaford?" Dandy began pulling back the tarp with her little mouth. Mangoat trotted up and joined her.
Oh, this thing. Cool. This thing is really cool, Mom. I don't know what it is, but Arky battled the chupacabra for it and stole it from its lair. It looks like it's made out of sticks, but it tastes real bad.
Mangoat, my child, every time you open your mouth, I understand less of what is going on. But Arky had reached them.
Oh, the goat cod? You want to use the goat cod to rescue your sisters?
Bah! Dandy replied.
Well, I don't really understand your plan.
Mama Chi-Chi bleated in agreement. I don't either. Do you? She put this question to Clover.
No. And generally, I deeply distrust human children after they put me in outfits and side ponytails. Ugh.
He's really smart about this stuff, Mom, Dandy said. Well, Goaty, I really wish I knew what you were bleeding about.
Dandy looked him full in the eyes.
Bah, she told him. Bah.
Well, he sat down on an overturned milk crate and put his arm around Mangoat's neck, stroked her fur thoughtfully. Well, he finally said,
well, maybe if we could put the tiger in the cart somehow, we could pull it really, really far away. Bah! Dandy said encouragingly. Yeah, Mangoat bleated. Get the tiger to pull the cart to the edge of the world and then jump off. Oh, okay. I think maybe just let me.
Arcturix set his camping lantern on a patch of dry dirt in front of him and began drawing in the dirt with a stick.
I'm going to make a diagram.
You know, Mama Chi-Chi said, this reminds me of something we did earlier today.
Oh, did you battle another tiger today?
Mama Chi-Chi gave Clover some extra special goat side-eye. No, we did not. We captured that dog in a net. Did you know that some of my yearlings can read? It's really remarkable. They can read actual human books. And there's these things called pooms. They really make your soul, or whatever, sort of quiver in both good ways and bad ways, especially the vet pooms. It's been a really strange day. She paused thoughtfully. I wonder, do you think that dog is still trapped in the root cellar? Clover glared at her nemesis.
You captured a dog in a net and left it in a root cellar?
Yes.
And you don't know if she's still in there?
What's your point, Clover?
Do you remember what I was saying at the meeting today about how goats are bullies and unpredictable and selfish and rude?
I don't see why you're bringing this up now, Clover, Mama Chi-Chi snapped. Anyway, speaking of that dog, you know, it occurs to me FM is always saying she's our protector, which is really absurd, but nonetheless, it might be nice if we really are battling. What is it again, Dandy?
Chupa-cougar,
Mangoat said.
A tiger, ma'am,
Dandy said, looking up from where Arcturix was drawing a very involved diagram in the dirt of goats and wheels and a fearsome tiger flying through the air and getting caught up in a complex array of human treachery-type items. Dandy took the stick from Arcturix in her little mouth and crossed something out, pointed to something else.
Oh, Goaty, that's a really good idea. I think it's some kind of giant cat, Dandy explained.
Yes. Well, you know, maybe if we're fighting a tooth and claw type animal, it might be nice to have a tooth and claw type animal on our side. She looked at the diagram. And a net. I've really seen the value of a good net today. Mama Chi-Chi nodded and turned to Clover. Will you stay with my kids?
Well, I guess I will if you have somewhere more important to be, but try not to kidnap anyone. Ask the dog nicely.
Arcturix made another change to his drawing and sat back, chewing his fingernail thoughtfully. What do you think? He asked Dandy. Meh, she considered. Meh. He looked up to see the mom goat bleating to his team. Meh, Dandy bleated back. Meh, the mom answered. She then licked both kids on their noses, lingering over her own little mangoat to sniff deeply of her head. Then Mama Chi-Chi turned and trotted away into the night. Oh, where's your mom going? Meh. Okay. Well, Arcturix shrugged. I think we have a plan, but we're going to need some things. It's really good you reminded me about this card. He looked thoughtfully at his diagram. Well, the first thing is, it would be really good if we had a cage. A big cage. Oh, hello, sheepy. Clover, in spite of her misgivings about human children, had wandered over and was peering over Arcturix's shoulder. I'm not sure how you got involved with this, but, well, your fur is very nice and fluffy. He patted Clover on her wool and kissed her on her black nose. Bah! Clover shouted, directly into Arcturix's ear. Bah! She stomped her hoof on the drawing of the cage. Bah! Sheepy, you're very loud, he began, covering his ears. And please don't wet my diagram. Bah! She repeated. Do you know of a cage like that, Auntie Clover? Dandy asked politely.
Yes, exactly. Every year, Elmer locks us in a horrible metal cage on wheels and drives us away to wool stealers. It's a terrible metal cage. Not even a tiger could escape it.
Great, Dandy bleated. Goaty, do you know why this sheep is bleating so loud? Bah! Dandy bleated, then butted Arcturix in the bum. Ow! Goaty, why are you butting me? Dandy butted him again, then looked at him as straight as she could with her side eye. Well, he said, getting to his feet uncertainly. Bah! Dandy said, and then went behind him and pushed on the backs of his knees. Great! Now we're finally getting going, Mango said, and she went to join Dandy. Bah! Clover bawled, ran ahead of them, and bawled back again over her shoulder, wool glowing in the light of Arcturix's lantern. You want me to follow the sheep? Bah! Okay. As Mama Chi-Chi trotted along Millicent's field, along the fences that kept the alpacas out of Millicent's flower garden, she heard the sound of a familiar giggle bleating. I can't believe Grandma has a boyfriend. I know, and he knows about poetry. Yeah, and all that stuff about the elephant and the wiener dog? I don't even know if those are real words. Mama Chi-Chi leaned against the wall of the barn. And did you see, though? He actually made that ghost cat, blink out of existence with just one line of poetry. He's some kind of a wizard. Ugh, that was just humiliating with the dog today. I know. I don't understand why our exorcism didn't work. Maybe the dog's, not even possessed? My mom's never gonna listen to me again. Rafaela sighed deeply. I guess we better get back to looking for our sisters. And Minerva. No need. Mama Chi-Chi put her nose into the barn. I found Mangoat and Dandy. They were being held captive by a child inside of a blankaford. Minerva, Goatina, and Silva, on the other hand, are trapped in the old barn with a giant predator called a tiger. The yearlings stared at their herd queen in astonishment. Mama Chi? How did you figure all that out? That's amazing. Is that really all true? How does a queen do anything? With help from excellent allies and curious kids. I didn't figure out a damn thing myself. Well, come on, Mama Chi-Chi bleated. We have to go get that net thing out of the root cellar. I need your help. You want our help? Rafaela bleated doubtfully. Why not just get Lady Baba? Lady Baba drank so much cherry juice that she doesn't remember her own name. And who knows? Maybe we'll need to save your sister's lives by reading poems to the tiger. Also, you were very smart with those nets this morning. Oh, well. Okay, Mom. Come on. The net. Probably also the dog. Wait for us. Arcturix followed his team, who were following a sheep, out of his mother's driveway and onto the country road and around the corner. "Where are we going?" He'd asked his team a dozen times, only to have them bleat confidently at him and pull on his jacket. "I'm not supposed to walk out on the road without a grown-up, but, well, that sheep is definitely a grown-up, and anyway, I'll stick to walking in the ditch." Arcturix was glad to have the warm light of his lantern and Mangoat by his side. By daylight, he would have recognized the road as part of his home turf. But in the dark, even the short walk to the mule and sheep neighbor's driveway, his mom didn't socialize with Elmer and his wife that much, so Arcturix just thought of them as the mule and sheep neighbors. Even that short walk around the corner's road seemed endless, unfamiliar, full of danger. Still, he kept his eyes glued to the confident white tail flag of Dandy, striding forward in the darkness. When the sheep turned the corner into the next driveway, Arcturix began to say, "Are you sure we're going the right way?" for the 25th time, when Dandy suddenly bleated and broke into an eager trot. Mangoat surged forward, and so did the sheep in the lead, and it didn't take Arcturix long at all to see what they were seeing, parked in the driveway. A metal cage. Well, I think it's a horse trailer, but it's actually just exactly a cage on wheels. Sheepy, this is perfect. You know exactly what to do. He walked around it, shining his lantern here and there, testing the metal, checking the size of the gaps in windows, to be sure that the tiger, he could still see in his memory its enormous paws, to be sure that the tiger couldn't escape. And it opens! He spent some time fiddling with the puzzle of latches that held the door fast. It opens like this. He swung the door open and inspected the interior. Looks good in here, and it closes like that. He stepped back downward and leaned down so he was face to face with his team and the sheep. "You did really good. This is a great cage, and it's on wheels. Already hitched up to this truck, so once a grown-up sees it, they'll just," he motioned with his hand, "just drive the tiger away to where it belongs." "Bah," Dandy agreed. "Okay, well, what we'll need is the goat cart." "Bah," Dandy agreed. "And a machete. I have one in my backpack." "Bah. I'm sure I can find a big net someplace." He frowned. "Normally I would just look in the barn for that net. There's so many nets in there, and it has to be a really good one. Oh, better have even two." He stroked Dandy's ears while he thought. "We also need a wamp. A really big wamp. I actually have no idea where to get a wamp. Maybe we could build one?" Dandy looked questioningly at Clover. "But it would take a long time to build a wamp. A long time, and also all my best lumber is in the barn where the tiger is." Clover shuddered again. What's up with Aunt Sheep?" Mangoat asked. Clover was standing at some distance from them, her eyes screwed up strangely, muttering to herself just under the level of hearing and shuddering with her whole body.
A ramp, he says. How cute. How nice. He wants a ramp. He wants a blankford and a cage, and now he wants a ramp. Of course he wants a ramp.
"Buh?" Dandy asked her.
I don't like to talk about it.
"Are you all right, Auntie Clover?"
Me? I'm fine. You know who's not fine? Human children and goats. Human children in particular are not fine. Not fine at all. In fact, they're terrible. They're all terrible in all the same ways. Hey, you know what would be fun, fellow human children? Let's trap the lambs in a net. That would be fun. Let's keep the lambs prisoner in a blankford. Let's put roller skates on the lambs and send them flying down the ramp.
What are roller skates? Mango broke in. Roller skates sound great. I want to fly like a chicken.
Torture. Roller skates are torture.
Auntie, I'm very sorry about what happened to you with the roller skates, Dandy said. But I just am wondering if maybe you know where a ramp is? I don't know what a ramp is, Auntie, but our little human says we need one for the plan.
Yeah. Of course the little human says we need a ramp.
So, okay. So then, Auntie.
Sure. Let's revisit all my trauma in one night.
Clover answered, and she trotted further up the driveway. In a way that they all understood meant follow me, and Arcturix, for his part, knew that it would be worth his time to follow the sheep without question.
I'll see misdemeanor site.
10-4 John 12. 5 the office.
10-4 Hickey, 911. Out
Okay, on my way.
Please!
Sawyer slammed his hands on the counter of the police station front desk again.
It's been more than 24 hours.
It's been more than 24 hours since your sister was missing.
Asked the policeman.
Well, no, she's only been missing for a few hours at most. I'm not sure, but...
Okay, that's what I thought. So, son, when your sister has been missing for 24 hours...
But the goats have been missing for 24 hours. And he kidnapped the dog at least 8 hours ago.
Okay, so when a human person has been missing for more than 24 hours...
Unbelievable! A child is missing from her bed at night.
Now, son, please calm down. Your sister's what, 16? She probably just snuck out to see her boyfriend.
Are you kidding me? She's 12 years old.
Kids these days are getting into trouble younger and younger.
The policeman said, patting Sawyer on the hand.
She'll be back by morning. She's probably down by the railroad bridge with her friends drinking a Colt 45 she and her friends stole from someone's parents' fridge.
What are you talking about? This is insane. 12-year-olds aren't out drinking Colt 45.
Oh, you'd be surprised, son. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I am. In fact, I'm very surprised. But what surprises me is this office's unwillingness to investigate a known creep just because he owns a TV station.
Ho, 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 son. Now, let's be careful with throwing accusations around. What evidence do you have that Mr. Kettlewell has anything to do with your sister being missing?
Well, it's obvious when the facts are so...
Son, you understand, don't you, that having a feud with your neighbor isn't evidence? In fact, it seems quite a bit more like a motive. Let's review the case history. After you...
He consulted the file.
Threatened him, slandered him, trespassed. Oh, here's the kidnapped goats allegation. Destroyed his antique door with an axe and broke into an outbuilding, after which he had a restraining order placed on your family. And now here you are with a cockamamie story about a kidnapped girl. A story just perfectly designed to cause a lot of trouble for a well-respected public person like Mr. Kettlewell.
You think I made up my sister being missing?
It doesn't pass the smell test, son. Now, we understand. You're angry, your sister snuck out, and you're jumping to conclusions. Go home, get some sleep. It'll all shake out in the morning.
I'm not leaving this station until you come with me and see my sister's empty bed.
You don't want that, son. Once we get involved, we open an investigation. And who knows what will turn up. That's not what you want.
That is exactly what I want.
Son, this little family feud you're having, it'll blow over. And someone like yourself, well, let's just say men like Mr. Kettlewell don't lose a fight like this. Now, false accusations are a serious crime, as is wasting police resources. Do you understand that?
What I understand?
Sawyer screamed. and he jumped up to sit down on the counter of the police station.
What I understand is that I'm not leaving here until someone from this office comes to investigate.
The telephone rang.
Excuse me.
The officer picked up the phone.
Yes? Hello? Oh, gas station robbery. That sounds like a very real crime.
He looked significantly at Sawyer.
Yes, we'll send a car right over.
Hey, can you 911? Arcturix.
On my way.
Arcturix pulled back the large tarp that Clover was indicating with her nose. There it was, up against the side of an old storage shed, the ramp that Elmer's twin daughters, now away at college, had biked up, skateboarded off of, and occasionally sent farm animals roller skating down, all throughout their childhoods. Quait! Quait, sheepy! Arcturix threw his arms around Clover and kissed her black nose.
If he breathes one more word about roller skates, I swear I'm going to feed him to the chupacabra myself.
Auntie, please tell me what roller skates are. Do they really make you fly? Do you think Arky has some? Is it something you get to do if you're on the team?
Clover screamed and bashed her head into the ramp.
Mangoat, right now, the team has to focus on helping Arky move the ramp,
Dandy said calmly.
Great! Then roller skating!
And Mangoat and Dandy put their heads down to help push the ramp down the driveway toward the horse trailer. In the grass behind the barn, there was a twitch and a gasp of awakening.
My eye!
And a growl of rage. It was this growl which ripped Grazzo once again from his so-called eternal rest in the great beyond. Grazzo came to, watching a man come to. Oh, good morning, Grazzo thought. Hello.
I'll get them. I'll kill them!
The man said, still face down in the grass. You know, sir, it's not a great start to your day, waking up in the ground in a pool of blood, calling for vengeance. Who in the fish fingers are you? Then the man looked up, and Grazzo saw that there was a bloody hole where one of the man's eyes should be.
Oh, jeez, that does not look good. Hey, guy, maybe you should get your eyes checked.
That's a human thing, right? You should consider that.
What was that child doing in my barn?
I think the question you should be looking for is, can someone get me a doctor?
I'll feed her alive to my tiger.
Grazzo shook his head, watching as Scott began testing the strength of his legs and arms.
I have seen a lot of weird things since I died. But this, I'll kill them all guy, he's bad news.
Well, listeners, it's good to be back. Thank you once again for waiting and for joining us here at the Goat American Novel as we round the corner to the dramatic conclusion to our story. It's so good to have you. This week, it was also good to have with us Blair Tothill in the role of the condescending policeman. Blair Tothill, longtime fan of the Goat American Novel and a really good person in real life, believe it or not. Also joining us once again this week was Ursula Buker and Erin Alden on intro and as Layla, and as Clover the sheep and as Sawyer, sending their lines all the way from Japan. Miku Alden and Caleb Alden, thank you very much. You did such great work. Listeners, we're going to try to keep it tight, keep to our little schedule from here on out. I'm really excited to finish this story for you. I'm sorry I made you wait. Well, sometimes the summer has a way of dragging you in, doesn't it? Yes, I jumped in many more bodies of water than even I told you about since our last little visit at the end of the show with the credits. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm Hilde Festerling. Oh, Johnny Buker was in this episode as well. Just creeping it up as our star villain. We'll see you soon.